Welcome to Gray Overload. We're going to do another rebuild here. This is using the old hardware from my media box, and so from that I figured, hey, put together another ITX build, and with parts that I got for with any extra parts I needed from MicroCenter. As you see, when I was there, I got a lot of stuff because it's not a close drive for me, so it takes a little while. But what we're going to be using is it's got the AsRock B550 Phantom Gaming ITX/AX board with the Ryzen 5700G. We have a Samsung 990 Pro to throw in there. We got G-Skill Rips Jaws DDR4 3200 memory. That was in the system. We're going to be using a Noctua what is it? The L9x65 cooler, or what is it? No, it's NH-L9x65 cooler with the fan. I kind of took this off. I wanted to see the paste and everything while I was doing this, and so I took the paste off, cleaned it up. I'm not going to re-put the cooler on or remount all the cooler hardware, but it's still on there. As you can see, I have a Lian Li power supply here. So this is white. As you're noticing, there's some white elements to this build because, well, the case is white. And so this is a SP750 Lian Li. They had a pretty good deal on that at MicroCenter, so that's why I picked that up. And then they have the NR200P. Now this isn't the new one. This is the old one, and I was kind of wondering why it was so cheap. Well, we kind of figured it out. They are, the new one is out. The one downside, right, is I was taking the panels off. I was trying to, get around and understand this. And one of the clips where the panel kind of clips into, as you see, snapped off. So, not great. It already snapped off. However, what I do like here is that these clips they have on, I was on printables, and I think that they have I think it was printables, or was it Thingiverse, one of the two, and they actually have the clips that you can 3D print. So I was able to 3D print it. Good thing I picked up a 3D printer and was able to do that. But that's pretty cool that they have that out. I wish more case manufacturers are able to do that. So this is all going to go in this case, and we'll see. Maybe I'll throw in, I do have so this is my friend's old GPU. This is the 6900 XT, and it could be thrown in there in the case. It looks like it's going to fit. Who knows? Maybe I might throw it in just to do some testing. I like to actually get a test bench and compare this. I actually picked up a 7900 XT for underneath $700. It was a nice little. I caught Amazon having a good deal with it, so I was just like, well, maybe I pick one up, and I did. It only took a while, but Amazon had it for like $660, I think, around there. So that's what I wanted. So what we'll do here is we'll put this on. I'm using some Thermal Grizzly. This is just Cryonaut, and so I've had good success with it. And one really nice thing about this is that with the success last time is that, well, it was pretty easy to take off the cooler. It didn't, sometimes on these AM4 with these CPUs that have the pins, you get a little worried that you're going to take the CPU out with the cooler. That didn't happen, and that's some of the success I've had with this cooler, or with this paste, I should say. So we just tighten this down, and you tighten it down until it bottoms out. And I like to alternate back and forth to have tension come down on the CPU evenly. So, and yeah, so yeah, let me know if you have any questions during this build. I still don't know what I'm going to do with this. If somebody needs something, I'm open to, getting rid of it. But so far, no one that I know has said I need a computer. So this is just going, and probably going to be, I might even test some Linux or Linux gaming on here. The 5700G isn't, the best to test, oh yeah, how good a graphics card is, but it might be comparable to hook up a graphics card to it and just see. right, this is this 8x to the PCI? Man, I don't know off the top of my head, but maybe it is just 8x to the PCI slot, which would be interesting if we try that. So then we got the CPU in here. We'll throw memory in, and I have to say I do like ITX builds. Well, let's make sure I lined it up right. Looks like I did. So sorry. Oops. Well, did I line it up? Or did I get it stuck? No, I lined it up right. So, oh, is that in frame? Whoops. There we go. Let's see here. Let's do this other stick. So we'll still have 30. What is this? It's 3200. Yeah, it's 32 gigs in here. So there's actually a decent amount of RAM in this machine. So we have this. If you notice that the SATA ports are a little deformed because of how it's sat in the last case, but they still all work. It's not anything major. It's just the plastic housing. All the connections are still there. Here's where the M.2 slot is. I do have an unboxing on this. This B550 board is actually pretty impressive. The one thing I don't like about it though is that for this AsRock B550, they don't have a great well, one, they don't have like any Q latch, but another thing is that they don't have Q flash or anything like Q Flash Plus or Flashback that other manufacturers have, which makes it interesting to be able to go through and well, if your CPU is not supported, right, and you have this board. Thankfully, the CPU, I had a 3400G when I got this board, right? Because these AM4 boards, right? You have I could throw a 5800X3D in here, right? You have some longevity in these boards that AMD's been able to do or enable, which has been, I think, one of the big reasons why people are looking at some of these other board or some, you know, AM5 as an opportunity here. So I'm not going to put the fan on just yet. I'm going to start taking apart this case and doing it now. One of this, we're going to put this off to the side here. One, ITX builds are fun this way because you have accessories, and these accessories come with 2 fans, and then I don't remember if there's anything underneath. You got a fan. I don't think there's anything underneath here. Let's see. Oh, there's a riser cable underneath here. That's what it is. So, if you need to use the riser cable, oh, and look, there's actually screws. Well, good thing I actually took this apart. What do you know? So, but you get 2 fans, and then these are screws for the power supply, and then you have all these. So we'll see here. Here is the, let's see if I can't get a little bit more in here. I might actually switch the camera around a little bit. But you can see here, yeah, let me switch the camera around and I'll be right back. So we're in a hopefully a little bit better position here. So here's the 6900 XT. It's a Sapphire Nitro, and you can kind of see how long this card is versus the case. But I don't know why I'm all showing this. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to put it in. So let me just stick this card behind here. But let's take off these panels. They work actually pretty nice. If I remember how to do it. Like front comes off, and you can tell, well, maybe there's the top ones, there's the bottom ones. There's one of them that's 3D printed. So one of them snapped off and we're rattling in the case, and that is, well, no longer the case. I know, horrible. But then there is this panel comes off, and it's got a interesting little mesh here. I don't, you know, I think they wanted it to sit. It is magnetic, but it doesn't seem to sit tight. to the side panel and the screens, it kind of, you know, if you, it'll hang off, like, let's say like that, if you don't kind of push it back. So that's something, I don't know if they fix in the case. I would enjoy to build in the new one, but um, I just don't have it. So let me stick this off to the side for right now, so I can take off the other side. And you know, same thing with this panel, right? It just fits in, and then you got your two little, so it fits in at the bottom here. Then you have your two little clips. It fits into the clips, same clips all over the place. But again, the mesh, you can kind of see if you don't make sure it's there, the magnets just aren't great. So yeah, but what are we gonna do first? So there is, I don't remember, does the top come off? I just do not remember what I did. I took this case slightly apart so I could figure out what it was beforehand, but I don't even know if I need to take the top off. Oh, there it goes. It's just using plastic little connectors here. I'm just going to put this here. Hopefully that'll work. So what do we got? We have the power supply shroud here. So let's see. So this has one screw here, and then another screw here. We'll take this off, and those two screws are out. And then this, let's see. Oh, so this kind of, I'm sure I could unhook this, but do I want to? That is my question. So here we go. If I can just put this in, let's see. That would be the fan facing in. Take hot air from inside the case and exhaust out, or from the side and exhaust in. It gives you options. I don't know. Maybe I'll do exhaust from the outside in. Actually, so I don't know if you can see that. That does align there like that. So it's not exactly perfect. And of course, while I'm holding this, the bag of screws are not open. So let's open up the screws that came with the power supply. And this is the first time I remember for using a Lian Li power supply, so it'll be interesting. I got to make sure that I turn on the power supply too, because it's inside the case. So if you're building one of these cases and you forget that, well, it's not going to be fun. I guess since it's facing up, at least right there, the top easily comes off, right? You just flip the switch and turn it on. But that's just something to keep track of there. So we got one in. Let's get another screw in here. And yeah. They do seem, yeah, screws go in pretty tight for some reason. Don't know why. And then this, that's actually kind of interesting there. It just kind of hangs. So then the two little side screws, I'm gonna put the second screws back in so I don't accidentally knock this. But I have to say, so far I'm actually liking building this case. Of course, I got one thing in, so take that as you, well, grain of salt there. But that goes there. This is power supply, and let's see. So, I mean, if you wanted a strictly all white build, the black cables don't help, but they are. It is what it comes with. So, the only downside to that bigger screwdriver from iFixit here is that it doesn't let you get close enough into there. So we got that. And here we go with this one in, and we're good there. So we got all that in. Okay, now let's stick in the motherboard. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I could try to slide it all over the place. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So that goes right in there, and I am glad that more and more motherboards are just coming with the I/O shield just on there. Now this does come off. You can just take those two screws out. I might have to do that anyways, but I figured why not try it to do it without it, right? We'll see there. Let's see. I need to get screws, and of course they're just in one huge bag here, so let's see. Hopefully me dumping all the screws out won't just show up everywhere. But let's see, so we need 4 screws. So let's see, are these the ones for the standoffs? I hope so. Looks like it. I might actually have to take this off just so I can fit all the so I don't do that. So yeah, let's take this off. Now this power supply, I know I didn't mention it while I was doing everything. Oh, I should actually move this back a little bit so you guys can actually see it. So this power supply, what it will do is, you see these little connectors or slots where it was hanging before. So now there's one there and one there. If you have an SFX X, you can actually put it there, a long one, or XFXL, blah. I apologize for that, but you can stick it up there, so if you have a long power supply, it accommodates it. Now, yeah, I don't remember what all changed in the new one. I know that they did have some things change, but this was such a great deal, and the new one wasn't out yet. Was at MicroCenter that I picked this one up. So and we'll see. Maybe we will put so we have that, and then we can start putting in power, I think. And I'm just going to plug in the power here. And I have to say, Lian Li, I mean, as much as I would probably like cable combs on these, I didn't see them. Maybe I'm missing, but I didn't see any cable combs or anything. But that would be probably nice to just keep these trained, and maybe I'll have to get some for this board. But I'm going to put these in and then we'll route them. So there is the power, 24 pin I should say. That it's hard to tell if that got all the way on or not yet. There, that looks like it. You probably saw my head in the way, but it is what it is, and I needed to get there. So this would even, if you were to bring it up too, that would even keep this more out of the way for a graphics card. That's not a bad option. So see, that's what I'm talking about there. They kind of have it stamped in there. But let's put the 8-pin in for the CPU. So there's CPU 8-pin here. And we have that. So that's in there. And I haven't decided where I'm going to route these yet. We have, whoa, that was just me on the plastic. But we can throw this in. So this should come down, and this will go, which one's the CPU here? Let me just verify. CPU fan 2. So this is a CPU fan. And then we have to route these cables. So we'll, out of curiosity, I don't know if I'm going to put the GPU in, but let's just see. I don't know if the 750 will, if it has enough connectors and stuff, because this is I guess 2 8-pins and a 6-pin in there. But this is going to be a tight fit if it does. That would be a very tight fit. The fans would have to be on top if I hook them in. So at least now you know a graphics card this size of how it would fit in there. We'll see. We'll put it together and we'll see where we get to. But let's see here. The one thing about ITX is that you have to be kind of creative. I don't know if I have that much space here to route these cables. Maybe I do. Let's see. So you have the bottom of this. This is magnetic. I should show you guys that. Bingo. That's off. And this is an interesting little sleeve. I don't mind it. So if you need to, it looks like you can take off and you can have individual ones, but we'll see. So we have this, which is CPU 4-pin or PCI hookups. Let's see. So this is the CPU. Plug that in. That all works. Then we'll get through and we'll plug in this. Actually, I don't mind this. This actually looks pretty cool. Let's see. So this gets plugged in here for the 24-pin, and then right underneath of it for the other section here. That's not too bad. And I don't know what the best way is to route these yet. So there's USB 3. We could route it. These are actually kind of, I guess you need to reach there. I don't know. This is one of those where I kind of would like a little, no, if all ITX boards had them right here, I like a little shorter cable. But I know I'm speaking for this build right now, where it would benefit from a little bit shorter of a cable for USB, or what is this, USB 3.2? I keep changing names, so it's one of them, right? But I have to say, I've seen a lot of other cables be really rigid, and Cooler Master here with this NR200, what is it, NR200P is actually pretty good. Then we have the sound, which is all the way over in the back, or the front panel sound. So, right, you got the front panel audio right there, and then your 2 USBs, and then we got the power button and reset button. So, let's see here. How do we want to run it? we could run it. Can we do this? Nope. You can't loop it around. That'd be too easy. I guess we're just running it like we did with the other one. And they got kind of like these loops here underneath the power supply. Maybe that's what they want for cable management. Oh, I see. You could pull it tight. Okay. Not a horrible design. We can run this right on top. And so, and maybe we'll have the case fans on top. Maybe that's what I'll do with it. And this just runs like that. And then, where does this go? I'm trying to remember where. Let me take a look here. Those two. I'm trying to remember where I had all this connected last time. It's been a couple weeks since I built the last one, I think. So I'm trying to remember here, but let me take a quick look and I'll be right back. So I looked it up and made sure I'm going to do this right. So there is USB right. If you see next to this connector here, right, you got USB and then you got your panel connector right in there. And just make sure you line it all up right, which I hope I'm doing here. We'll see. That's all lined up there. And so I'll stuff these wires. I mean, I could always pull them. Let's see, do I have enough cords to actually connect up the GPU? I get it, the GPU's there. The GPU won't stay with the computer. I think I know somebody that might want the GPU. So do I have enough power for this, or to plug it in, or not? I only have, let's see, PCI. Well, it's only got two connectors on this that I can see. Quick looking through the bag. So I won't put the GPU in. However, what's interesting is that the 7900XT has two 8-pins, and it would have went in there. But so this is pretty much the build, but I'm sure that you want to see if it'll even start. I want to see if it'll even start. And we'll put this guy back on. Whoops, this goes this way. So they have hard drives, right? It's actually, I kind of like how they laid it out here. Now you could vertically mount the GPU. I just, yeah, that's going to be, well, it's only a 2-slot, I think, which this may fit. I think it would just be a little tight, and with that card, you notice we had to get it in by sticking it through there, so you're not going to get the long cards like this to be able to work. So this is kind of how it looks in there. It's actually not a bad look. I kind of like it, actually. So let's, actually, you know what? We probably want to put these case fans on. How does this work? I am interested to know how. I know that these were toolless. We'll see if I'm going to even do this right. So you just push it in. Except I have these ran the wrong way. So they are toolless. Well, let's have them go to the back side of the case here. And we'll go like that, I think. So then they just push in. I'm impressed. That's not a bad design. So we'll put this back there as well. Push in, push in, push in, push in. And then I know I had, we'll take off these wraps here. Oh, they wrapped them really well. Sometimes these twist ties aren't exactly, they're really cheap, but they're actually a little bit nicer ones here. So we have this. I don't need the riser cable, but they have this. I don't know if I even need to use that. We'll see here. So with these, they're both exhausting out. I should have checked that first. There is some areas for these fans, so let's stick that in there. Let's put this back on. So this fan here, let's see, we can put on the one back panel here. That's pretty nice. That's all on there. And so I think this fan not ideal. I'm going to put these, so there's this, the CPU fan wire is a little bit long, so can I reroute these fan wires underneath? That one goes under, and this one can go under, and I get a little bit more length, but I can put these down, I think, to here, where there's the chassis fan over on this side. So, at least if I recall correctly. One in. And we can run them along the memory. I mean, I could plug one of these in the CPU, you know, pump up or CPU 2 fan, but maybe I'll have to. We'll see. Let's see, how does that go? Oh yeah, have it facing the wrong way. So those fans are in there. We route them next to the memory there and a little bit over. That's got enough clearance there. And so let's just put it on the right side, and these just snap in, at least they're supposed to. And let's put this back on. Actually, that's not a bad build, huh? What do you guys think? Look even nicer if it was a 5800X 3D and that 6900 XT in there. That'd be a really nice build. Let me get my power cord. Let's see. Well, I'll be right back. I gotta go move my power cord. Oh, yeah, moment of truth. Power button. You're probably wondering, is it actually running? Oh, this is the back. Let's turn it around so you can see. Fan spinning. I think it's running. Now there's no LEDs in this guy, so actually this is a little bit bigger than what I thought. But I'm pretty happy with it. I would like to try to stick the 6900 in here. I don't know why I want to stick it in there. It's not like it's going to leave here with it, but maybe I'll test it out a little separately here. But that is the case. It's a really nice build, actually. Now, you know, the one nice thing about if you build something like this, now this is probably a little bit bigger if you're just doing a 5700, but you can fit a nice GPU in here. It's a nice small compact case. If you're looking for something new, right, this would fit a nice ITX, pretty good graphics card. Impressed with it. I think that, you know, you're not going to fit like a 4090 in here or anything bigger than that 6900 XT, so I don't know what all cards fit in that form factor, but it was, you know, make sure you check that out first. But overall, it looks like a pretty nice, it seems like a pretty nice build. I like it. I like how it went together. I would recommend, if you want to build in this case, definitely build in the case. As long as your stuff fits. That's the one requirement. Okay, so I actually did add in the 6900 XT, so I'll probably add this little part in to the prior video, but there it is. I don't like exactly how the power is all connected, but it is all connected. There, and you have it all running. Looks actually pretty good in there. That little compartment, but now you can kind of tell the space in front there. If you can kind of see that, let's zoom in. You can kind of see the space you have. I believe the new one, if I recall, is a little bit more space there, but this is the NR200P with everything in it, the 5700G, and then the 6900 XT in there, and yeah, it's up and running. So that was the NR200P build with the 5700G with that AsRock motherboard. Looks pretty nice in this case. Nice white case here, white build inside. So, oh, can you see? That's on the way. You get the CPU. Yeah, I turned it off right now, but power cables, not the best, you know, cable management you're going to have in here, but you do have that nice smooth front for those of you that are interested in that. But yeah, I was impressed with this build and what the case can do. Now, the case was like, what, $100? So it was the same price as an ATX case when I got this, so I was happy. But that is the build. If you're looking for an ITX case, take a look at what the NR200, I guess the new one is, and what it has for you, what it can benefit. But it's a pretty nice build in here. Might try out the 6900 in here just to see. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to support Gray Overload, helping this channel grow. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It really does help with the channel, as well as watching another one of my videos. If you're interested in more build videos, I hopefully have some more coming later this year, as hopefully there's new tech that I want that I get to build with here as well. But leave any questions or comments in the comments below, and until next time, God bless.